I'm still thrifting and it's still risky. I have 10 thrift store electronic items untested. I'll be testing them out, seeing how many work. That's coming up on Risky Thrifting Volume 9. I love thrifting and I love electronic items like this guitar effects pedal here. But a lot of the time, folks, when something doesn't work, instead of disposing of it or recycling it, they give it to charity where I end up buying it. And I like to play a little guessing game to see how many of these untested electronic items are actually going to work. But if I'm going to guess, it might as well be an educated guess. So let's take a look at the gear I found. First up, we have this DigiTech digital effects processor. This is for a guitar signal. It has a 9-volt connection in here, so I need to scrounge up a 9-volt battery to test it out. But how many guitarists do you know give away perfectly good effects units? So that has me a little concerned that this might not work. Next up is this jWIN CD player. Still in the packaging, so that makes me feel pretty good. Has a price tag on it. I paid $6.50 for this. I think this will probably work. Next up is this Sony tape recorder with power supply. I paid a little more than I would have wanted to. Maybe green tags were on sale. I don't remember. But it was $10.99 on the tag. Now, cassette decks have belts in them, and belts go bad. So, and capacitors go bad in these. A lot of things can go bad in these. So I don't really have high hopes on this one. We'll see. This is a NEXXTECH RF Modulator. I paid a whole $1 for it. What it does is you can feed a video signal in and output into a TV set, an old tube TV set, on either analog channel 3 or analog channel 4. I doubt this was gotten rid of because it doesn't work. It's just that this kind of tech isn't so useful anymore, so that's probably why it ended up at the thrift store. Here we have a Canon PowerShot A720IS. Looks like it takes 2 AA batteries, and there's the slot for the SD card. Maybe this will work, maybe it won't. It's really hard to tell with stuff like this. I'll check it out. Back when Apple came out with the iPod, other manufacturers came up with other MP3 players, and this is one of them. This says Eclipse on the back. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to hook this up to anything. I think I have, that's a mini USB plug. I have one of those cables. I'll see. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to hook this up to anything, but maybe I can at least get a charge and see if there's some audio files already on here and if they will play. But if I can't get this thing working, I'm going to say it's a failure. Now my rack gear, starting on the bottom, this is a Samsung dual unit VCR DVD player. I need for it to be able to play a DVD or play a VHS, and I should even check to see if it'll record a VHS to say that this works. I gave $10 for it. There is no remote. Next up is this Onkyo dual well cassette deck. In order for me to say this works, I need for the both bays to be able to play a tape, and I want one side of this, I believe this side, to be able to record as well. There's lots of things that can go wrong on these, including belts and capacitors. So I don't have that high hopes for this one. Next up is this Panasonic DVD recorder, and it records DVD RAM, DVD-R, DVD-RW. I think this is going to work. Panasonic's a good brand, and unless something's wrong with the laser or the motor, this should work. Okay, last but certainly not least is this LG Ultra HD Blu-ray player that I paid $10 for. These things are normally about 200 bucks, but this one has something special. On the back it says region free 100 to 240 volts dual voltage. With region free players you're going to pay a premium, usually about 100 bucks. So if this $10 region free Ultra HD Blu-ray player works, then this is the deal of this video, because these things are not cheap. All right, now that you know what gear I'm looking at today, it's time to play the guessing game. And you can play along too. If you want to guess how many of these items are going to work, pause the video and write a comment now and put your guess in. My guess, have you guessed yet? My guess is 6, 7. Let's find out. I've hooked a guitar up to the input on this DigiTech. I did not have a second instrument cable, so I'm using a 1/4 inch adapter and an RCA cable. Really unshielded, so this is going to be a pretty noisy signal. Okay, I have a 9-volt battery here, and it's in good condition. There's a little blinking light AB up here. All right, so far I figured out that this switches between an A channel and a B channel. And I'll hit the string here. And I'm getting effects here, but these knobs are crackly, very, very crackly. Okay, I'm on the A channel, I'm gonna switch to the B channel. I got, oh boy. So these seem to be doing something. So if I were to take this apart and clean these potentiometers, I might have a working unit here, if I can figure out how to use it. Oh, I found another issue. This should switch from B to A when I hit it, and it doesn't always. Sometimes it wants to stay on the same channel. This is, so this switch here is a little bit worn out. No distortion here, distortion here. This switch seems to work pretty good. I am going to say that this got given to Goodwill because it is worn out. I will clean the potentiometers on this and revisit it one of these days. I'm going to say this halfway works. This jWIN CD player was manufactured in 03, so 22 years ago. So it seems almost a shame breaking the seal on this blister pack. But the things I'll do for ThriftyAV. Does come with headphones. Okay. Oh, I can peel a little bit of plastic here. How about that? Okay, there's the open. Oh, it has a little card in here. Let's put a disc in. All right, I see a little blinking thing. Oh, there it goes. The foam on these headphones has disintegrated. This is very, very crackly. Okay, here are some earbuds. When I tilt it, it plays better. When I hold it like this, it doesn't play good. With the earbuds that I know work, the signal's coming and going. Same with the headphones that came with it that the foam fell off of. The jWIN is actually a J-lose. It's a fail. Okay, for the PowerShot A720, looks like this battery goes face up and this one face down. There is a little slot for a button cell right here. I don't know if I have a CR1220. If I do, I'll change that out. Let's see if this thing powers on. And it sure powered on. It wants me to set the date and time. I'm not going to bother with that unless I change that button cell out, because if I don't change that button cell out, it's going to lose the date and time every time I turn it on. All right, I'm going to try an 8 GB card here. And it looked like the flash worked. I'm seeing an image on the preview. If these photos turn out, I'll go ahead and load them up where you can see them. But it appears that this thing works. All right, I went ahead and plugged the Sony tape recorder into this AC outlet here. I don't know what's on this tape. I'm gonna pop it in and see if it'll play. It is spinning. Stop button's kind of sticky. Let me fast forward. I don't think there's anything recorded on this tape, so I'm going to hit play and record. Oh boy, I had to mash that down. Testing 1, 2, 3. Now I'm using the built-in microphone on the Sony recorder to record my voice. Testing 1, 2, 3. Now I'm using the built-in microphone on the Sony recorder to record my voice. I'm going to say this thing works. Next thing I want to try out is the Onkyo dual well cassette deck. I'm going to hit the power button. It's plugged in. And I have lights. That's good. These old tapes should not trigger any kind of content issues with YouTube. I'll go ahead and hit play.
Like it.
But Nate.
I'll watch, Nate. If there's any change, I'll call you.
All right, let's go in.
Settle down, get some rest. I'll take over.
Let's go the other way. It is auto reverse.
Ranch.
So it is playing in both directions. In the left one, let's put it in the right one.
Settle down, get some rest.
All right.
I'll take over.
It's playing. Let's go the other way.
See here. And I'll see you at the White Horse Ranch.
And it played both directions in both bays. So now I want to see if I can record. Now I have a music CD that hopefully will not trigger a content violation. I'm going to hit the record here. All right, and I'm getting a signal. And I think I need to push what direction I want to go. And it says it's recording. I'm not using any kind of Dolby or anything right now. And I'm going to stop it. I'm going to rewind it a little bit. And it is playing back the song that I just recorded. Now, I haven't really done anything. I haven't cleaned the heads or anything. But it played back in both wells. It recorded in that well. I'm going to say that this Onkyo works. I found a mini USB cable and I plugged it in. And it is connecting to my computer. It is showing up as ECL fit clip. And I'm going to drag some music inside that music folder. Okay, I now have plugged some speakers into this. I'm going to try hitting play. And that seems to work. So the Eclipse seems to be working as an MP3 player. I'm not sure how much music this will hold or how long the battery will last, but hey, it works. I've relocated to the room with my LG TV set to test out the Samsung dual DVD VCR. When I plugged it in, I got a light on in the front. That's a good sign. I'm going to start by popping in a DVD. Okay, I popped in a DVD. It seems to be playing. Now let's try the VCR. It's doing the auto tracking. It says it has a hi-fi audio signal. And it looks about as good as you could expect from old VHS tape on a 55-inch 4K TV. And here's the Frogger game that I just played and recorded onto the VHS tape. And it's playing back just fine. So the Samsung DVD VCR combo unit works. All right, now I'm going to try the NEXXTECH RF Modulator. I'm going to plug the Frogger game into the back of this. All right, when I plugged my Frogger game into the NEXXTECH, I got this blue light. That's a good sign. And I got the Frogger screen here on channel 3. I'm going to switch to channel 4 now. And it should go to static. And on the back of the NEXXTECH, I'm going to switch to channel 4. And I got Frogger back. So both the channel 3 and the channel 4 on the NEXXTECH RF Modulator is working. This works. Next up is the Panasonic DVD recorder. Right now I have a blinking 12 on it, but at least it powered up. Open. And it said hello, and a tray comes out. All right, I'm using the front AV inputs, and when I selected input 2, I see Frogger on the TV set. Let's play a little Frogger here. There's a little bit of lag. All right, I'm going to stop the recording. Okay, it says writing information on disk, please wait. Finalize the disk or something like that. If I wanted to play this back on another device, I'd have to finalize the disk. But hopefully I can play it back without finalizing the disk. And yes, it says play, and it is playing my game of Frogger. I'm not going to worry about finalizing the disk right now. I'm going to say that the Panasonic DVD recorder DMR ES20 works. Okay, last and certainly not least is the Ultra HD Blu-ray player, the LG. I'm going to go ahead and hit eject here. The Blu-ray I want to use is this 4K Ultra HD, not just because it's Ultra HD, but it is a Region B, a British version of this, and this all region machine, that would be a good test for it. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in this Ultra HD Blu-ray. All right, I got my menu for this movie. Let me hit play again. On the corner of the screen, it shows 2160p. That is 4K. So the LG Ultra HD Blu-ray, all region free one, does work, and it works with a Region B disc. That makes me very happy. This is going to be a permanent part of my entertainment center, and I'm going to get the remote that actually goes with this unit and go ahead and order that. I'm very happy about this. 8.5 out of 10. That is not so shabby, and way better than the 6.7 that I predicted earlier in this video. I'm really pleased with the multi-region Ultra HD Blu-ray that I found for 10 bucks. That has to be my thrift find of the year. Now, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, and remember, stay thrifty, everyone.